Happy Mercury retrograde season. I know this period of time can feel a little chaotic out there in the world, a little chaotic in your life, but this 3 to 4 week period is actually quite useful for doing certain activities, one of which is engaging in a forgiveness practice. That's what we're going to talk about in this video, so let's get into this topic. Hi everyone, I'm Tammara-Nicole Gardner. I'm the author and creator of the 12 Guiding Stars System, and today we're going to dive into the topic of forgiveness. So I'm a little pressed for time today, so this is going to be a quick little ditty straight out of my book, The 12 Guiding Stars System, which will be coming out later this year. I wanted to talk about forgiveness today because we are in Mercury retrograde season. And for those of you who are not that familiar with astrology, what that means is that from our vantage point on Earth, it appears as if the planet Mercury is moving backwards through the constellations. It isn't actually moving backwards, it's just from our perspective, that's the way that it looks. And Mercury retrograde is notorious for being a period of disruption, particularly with electronics, with communications, with travel plans, because the planet Mercury governs those things. So oftentimes people panic where Mercury retrograde hits, but there's no reason to panic. In fact, there are some really cool things that you can do during this time to take full advantage of the cosmic energy that's going on right now. If you want to hop on over to my website, tammara-gardner.com, I listed 15 things that are on my to-do list for Mercury retrograde, so you can check that out. I have a blog post on that. But for this video, I do want to talk about forgiveness. This actually just came up for me last night in my personal meditation practice, so I thought that it would be a good topic for today because retrogrades are about going backwards, going back to something you've done previously, reviewing it, reshaping it, reconsidering it, refining that experience so that you can release it, let it go, and move forward when the planet in question starts moving forward again. So Mercury retrograde is a good time to consider if there are any people in your past that you need to forgive. Forgiveness is an important part of your manifestation practice. If we're still energetically connected to someone or a situation where we feel that we have been wronged, it can be really challenging to move forward with our manifestation because we're still clinging to that energy from the past. That keeps us stuck and doesn't allow us to move forward. So in the troubleshooting section of my book, I talk about where if you have not, let's say, for example, you want to manifest a new romantic partnership, but you're still really pissed off at your ex. That energy is going to hold you back until you resolve that. It's going to hold you back from calling in the new person that you want to bring into your life and the romantic experience that you want to bring into your life. And this is true of any area of your life. So forgiveness is really important. And I want to be clear here that forgiveness is not about making bad behavior okay. It's not about acquiescing to bad behavior. It is simply giving yourself permission to release that experience. It's giving yourself permission to go ahead and feel what you need to feel, process those emotions, and release them so that you can be freed and liberated from that experience and move forward to what you really desire. Now, oftentimes this can be challenging, particularly if you feel especially wronged by somebody. Something happened it just felt totally unfair and you're justifiably angry about it, it can be really hard to work through that experience sometimes. Whereas minor grievances, like somebody cuts you off in traffic, you might have a little flare up in your emotional state, but that subsides by the time you get to your ultimate destination. That's not the kind of situation that I'm necessarily talking about. I'm talking about those more sticky situations that have been hanging around for a while. So I want to go into my book and give you the process that I actually outline in the book for how to engage in a forgiveness practice that will help you release this situation, release the negative feelings that you have towards the people involved in creating that situation so that you can move forward and manifest what it is that you're trying to bring into your life. So let's do that right now. So I have a 5-step process that I outline in my book. This is the 12 Guiding Star System. There are 5 steps that I have outlined here in the book for a forgiveness practice. So firstly, sort of step 0, even before you get into the actual process of forgiveness, make a list of the people that you want to do this practice around. And I would start with the easiest person to forgive first. So if you are in that situation where you're trying to manifest a new romantic partner, we'll just run with that example. Think about ex-partners in the past that you're still holding on to energetically. There may only be one, but there may be more than one. So if you have multiple people that you need to work through, I would do one at a time, and I would start with the easiest one first. And then after you have that list, the first step is to acknowledge how you feel. And what I have here is journal out the emotions you have stored inside around this person and the pain they caused you. Go ahead and write down how angry, sad, betrayed, or wounded you feel. Forgiveness is not about emotional bypass. We need to acknowledge how we feel. Emotions cannot be processed through or integrated until they are given space to be heard, to be seen, to be witnessed, to be felt. So go right ahead and just get it out of your system. Write it all down. Step number 2 is release how you feel. Now release those emotions from your body in whatever safe way feels appropriate. You might yell, shake your body, or cry. Locate where the pain resides within your physical body and send it love by placing your hands over that area, reassuring it that it is safe and it is okay to let go of the pain. So we store emotion physically in our bodies. And if we do that long enough, we can actually make ourselves physically sick. So it is important to release it. And you may want to do this not just by writing down words or speaking words to a trusted friend, but by actually getting your body involved, shaking, rocking back and forth. Go ahead and cry if that's what you need to do. Give yourself permission to have that cathartic release. Okay, number 3, humanize the other person. Once you feel that the energy in your body has settled, go back to your journal and write all the reasons that this person might have been driven to hurt you. For example, if the person stole money from you, had they fallen on hard times financially? If they cheated on you, maybe they were never taught the communication skills necessary to ask for what they really wanted or needed in the relationship, or to end it before trying to escape it. If they spread negative rumors about you, perhaps they were afraid to admit that they were wrong or they were jealous. It doesn't matter if you know the real reasons. You're just trying to see the other person as a fallible human being who was doing the best they could with the competencies that they had. So I think this is a really important step, is to humanize the other person. See them as a real person with thoughts and feelings and emotions and their own stored trauma and their own stories and their own limiting beliefs. And they're just showing up the best way that they know how, which isn't going to be perfect because none of us are perfect. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that. It's going to help you see that they played a role in your life and that they're just a character in the story. Okay. Which leads into step number 4. Number 4, acknowledge the lessons that you learned. Every circumstance of our lives is valuable for learning, but particularly the situations that cause us to take major pauses. Each person in our lives can assist us on our journey, even if the interaction was unpleasant. Write down what this person has shown you about yourself that you can use to make yourself a better person. Okay, if you're writing down you're reflecting on this experience and you're writing down things like, that person cheated on me, so now I've learned to never trust another future partner again, you're missing the brief. I want you to focus on yourself. Again, this person is just a character in your story, and they're there to actually help facilitate your evolution and your journey. And you went through this experience with them for a reason. So reflect upon yourself. How has this experience taught you something that can help you be a better person? For example, if the person cheated on you, can you look at that situation and acknowledge that maybe you weren't the best communicator? Maybe you didn't create a safe space for them to be seen or heard. And then you can take that information and apply it to yourself, and maybe work with a coach or read a book or take a seminar or educate yourself on how to become a better communicator. Those are the types of things that I want you to focus on. Number 5, express gratitude. Finally, write a letter to the person, which you'll never actually send. Tell them how much they hurt you and that you understand that there were reasons why, even if those reasons were not justified. Tell them that you are grateful for the lessons that they taught you, and then tell them that you forgive them and release them in love. And after you do this, I recommend actually burning the letter rather than sending it, because this forgiveness process is not for them, it's for you. This is for you to process through your emotions around that experience, acknowledge that it had value in your life, even if it was unpleasant, and then to just release it. I am a super big fan of fire. I don't know why, but I like to burn things. Obviously, burn the letter in a safe manner. It's summertime right now, so you could take it outside if you have a fire pit and burn it there and just release it. And I like to really visualize throughout this process as the smoke is floating up into the air and the ashes are kind of settling down, that's the actual release of the thing. And you might just kind of pause there and take a few moments and really be present with the experience of burning the letter and not just going through the mechanics of burning the letter. Hopefully, after that, things will settle for you. If not, I do have a more intense process in the book for cord cutting, those kinds of situations where somebody, it's really intense and the other person is persistent in your life and you need to do a more formal cord cutting ceremony. I'm not going to cover that in this video today. Perhaps another future video, or it's definitely in the book. So when that comes out, you can pick that up and work through the cord cutting ceremony. But for now, for those more, moderate to mid-level grievances where you just need to work through something and release a person and release a situation, I encourage you to take advantage of the retrograde season to go ahead and do that. Mercury starts moving forward again August 11th. So that's when you might actually start to see the result of doing a ritual or ceremony like this. So give it, an opportunity for those energies to fully release, for them to, for you to come through that process. Again, retrogrades are really about learning about ourselves. Things get chaotic out here with your cell phone and your travel plans and all of that, to encourage us to go inside, to encourage us to turn our focus inward. So work with the energy this retrograde season to actually do that. And you'll find that when the planet starts moving direct again, that you're in a much better position to go ahead and take whatever actions are necessary to bring your manifestations to life. I hope this video was helpful for you. Until next time we meet, please keep shooting for the stars. I want to invite you to join me and 7 other incredible women for a 2-day summit going on August 5th and 6th and being hosted by Wendy Harrop of the Say Yes to Yourself podcast. The theme of this summit is all about freedom, how we're personally embracing freedom in our own lives and how you too can embrace freedom in yours. Please join us for this informative, fun, interactive summit on August 5th and 6th. All of the details on how to join are included in the description box below, and I hope to see you there.